So, welcome everyone to today's podcast with Nikki Cashpole and me, Dave Smith, and our great guest, Alan Rihm, CEO and founder of CoreDial. Now, Alan's been a strategic leader, seriously focused on cloud communications, and with that, years of channel experience as well. And so, we'll get into some of that and also the new workforce management solution announcement that just came out. So, welcome, Alan.
Well, thank you, David and Nikki. Nice to chat with you today.
Awesome.
Alan, thank you so much for joining us and you to kind of talked over Dave, but that's what I tend to do. Today, I think, in my opinion, as I'm a cloud analyst just by background, and that's my role at TBR, the company I work for. It's a perfect segue really to bridge the gap between the incredibly substantial increase in the reliance on cloud computing just in general, and then also with how customers are connecting with enterprises and with themselves via the cloud, whether it's professional or personal. So I think to start, before we dive into the details, Alan, could you please provide us a quick intro to CoreDial, your guys' technology, and a brief overview of your business models?
Sure, absolutely, Nikki. So CoreDial is a cloud communications provider and founded in 2005. Our kind of secret sauce is our CoreNexa platform that enables our channel strategy, so we go completely through the channel. So we enable channel partners to succeed with cloud communications, and so essentially they are the trusted advisor. They can do better implementations. They can walk through the customer's door anywhere, wherever they're serving the customers in whatever region. And they can integrate other technologies to make sure that this cloud communication stuff, meets and exceeds the customer's needs. So it's been a very successful strategy. It's extremely efficient. We've got about a little over 850 channel partners, over 30,000 businesses on the platform, and growing really nicely. So hundreds of thousands of seats. So it's a substantial platform and continues to grow.
Just fundamentally, given the large number of different providers out there and all of the different business models, are partnerships key to how CoreDial differentiates yourself from other cloud communication providers, or is it rooted in your technology, or kind of like a combination of both?
No, absolutely, Nikki. It's for sure. It's our differentiator is our path to market. We go through the channel. We don't treat the channel as agents or just try to throw commissions at them. They essentially, we sign up new channel partners. They sign up under our program, and we ultimately onboard them and teach them how to sell, deliver, manage, and invoice for all these cloud communication services. So they do everything from the proposal to the customer. They flip those proposals to orders. They track everything through our system. We integrate with great tools like ConnectWise and others, Salesforce.com, and essentially so many people have cloud communication services, voice over IP or sub-trunking or video and collaboration. But so I think it's a combination of our CoreNexa platform, which we built. We own the whole stack. We built the whole stack over the last 15 years, and that platform is multi-tenant for the channel and for their customers. And so we really make it so that they can self-service, and whether they're signing a smaller deal, 25, 50, 100 seats, or they're doing 500, 1,000 seat deals, they can do it without actually even calling us.
Awesome. And just thinking about where we are now, as just a society, right? Not even an elephant in the room. It's our reality right now with the pandemic. How has CoreDial sort of been managing the effects of that, and your partners as well too? And what are some of the lessons learned?
Yeah. So David, the pandemic it's new for all of us, right? It's just crazy that this is how we're living right now. So I remember it was March 13th, I think, or earlier that week. I said to the team, I think we got to send everybody home. I think we got to get everybody working from home, and we did that. And quite frankly, they didn't miss a beat. They went home on a Friday, and Monday morning was just like any other Monday morning. In fact, the only thing different was our call volumes were up 50% because our partners were everybody's kind of freaking out and saying, all right, what do we do now? Yeah. And not only did we handle it like it was just another day, but we ultimately, our channel was able to help navigate this and make sure end customers who were now being told they had to go work from home. Some, of course, couldn't work from home. So together with our channel, we worked on how do you make sure you leverage our platform to help your customers succeed, or whether they might need to upsize certain capabilities within our platform. They might need to downsize certain capabilities within the platform. If it's a restaurant, they weren't able to work at all. If it's a regular office worker, they could work remote. They just needed to, make sure they're using the right technologies. So it was, we just worked together with our channel to make sure that the customers were able to make the transition as seamlessly as possible. And listen, our employees, we have a culture team, and I would say that as a company, we're kind of an example of somebody who used all our technologies to the fullest, and we made the shift and really didn't miss a beat. You can get access to our system through a standard web browser, or of course a phone and a mobile application, and so we use all our tools to the nth degree, and it was kind of proof that this stuff really works and it works well.
What are the types of solutions or feature sets? I think there are lots of people who would not be able to empathize with the kind of the seamless migration of handling the pandemic. How did you guys actually go about being able to so seamlessly manage it and still have a safe work environment and a productive one while servicing your customers?
Yeah, it's really funny, Nicki, because it's not funny that this happened, but it was funny that some of our partners were like, yeah, I'm telling my customers to pick up their desk phones and take them home. I said, what? Why are you doing that? We have this UC client, just log into our web browser or load up the mobile app on the phone. And sometimes you have all these great technologies and it's almost sizzle because the partners aren't really focused on it. And then, so essentially, we spent the first probably couple of weeks just making sure the partners knew what was already available to them and how they should make sure that their customers had access to it, so that while the customers are scrambling to make sure they stay in business and serve their customers, that we were making sure their communication needs didn't miss a beat. So most of the first couple of weeks are really just educational and awareness and saying, hey, this is here for you. There's nothing, you don't need to buy anything new from us. It's just sitting there waiting for you to start using it. And so that was really our initial work. And then going forward, we just started doing a lot of, webinars and videos and things to make sure that they understood what was already at their fingertips that they could help deliver to their customers, while the customer's trying to take care of their family and their business.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, funny. One of the things that, as you know, Alan, that's sort of plagued this industry as far as you see your communication, has sort of been adoption, right? Adoption has always been an issue, especially with an enterprise. One of the things that we saw, and you sort of alluded to, was there was a whole culture change, right, around the pandemic, that real-time communications really became this pivotal, key. And so are you guys seeing increased, for one, adoption and usage of your solutions?
For sure. And it's everybody's so numb to all the email communications, and to us, cloud communications, UC, CC, contact center, it's what we live and breathe. But for a lot of customers, it's just one of the many tools that they use to run their business. So yeah, we saw a major uptick in mobile usage. We saw a major uptick in video and collaboration usage. We have this great, WebRTC client that has a built-in soft phone, and it's all your enterprise contacts, all your employees and your peers are in there, and it's a full desk phone replacement. And so yeah, we saw a tremendous uptick in the first few weeks, not alone, and of course a few months, where people were quite frankly delighted with it. It was awesome, but prior to COVID, it's like, hey, this is here for you. This is here for you. You can use it. It'll help you be more efficient, when you're not at your desk. And, so, a lot of people are like, well, just pick up the phone and just do my business as I usually do. But so we saw great uptick and it was real positive too.
Awesome. One of the things that Nicki and I have been talking about is this whole idea that our worlds have now merged, right? Because now our personal worlds have merged with our business worlds, right? And that person or employee that had to show up for that 9 a.m. meeting in the office in the morning now has to show up for that same meeting, but now he or she has to homeschool and make sure that the kids are set up for their Zoom distance learning calls, right? So I bring that up because I just saw the recent announcement of the workforce management module and solution from CoreDial's. So could you tell us a little bit about that and how that helps remote workers and the remote workforce?
Yeah, for sure. We acquired a contact center business a few years back, and so we've integrated that with our platform, and that business is really complementary. And so, if you think about it, most businesses, could use some form of contact management to improve their customer engagement, improve customer experience, whether it's sales or support or, for finance and accounting or whatever, whether it's outbound or inbound campaigns. So workforce management is all about, optimizing your team to be available when the customer needs them. And there's plenty of third-party tools, but that's always, expensive, complex, difficult to integrate. So we thought it would be smart, and Rick McFarland is the leader in that area for us. So we built a workforce management tool seamlessly integrated with our contact center platform. And so, somebody who's managing a contact center, again, whether it's for sales or support or whatever, can really manage the team's time off requests and trends of how many people do I need based on peak volume, peak needs. And so forth. And so it's, I'm learning I'm not a workforce management expert, that would be Rick, but for sure the value proposition is extremely strong. And so we're real excited about how our partners are going to, use that product to deliver to their customers.
Maybe this is more of a granular question for Rick, but to maybe kind of delve a little bit below the surface of what you just outlined, Alan, with workforce management. What kind of metrics do you use to gauge success? And for some things that people interpret as qualitative versus quantitative, how do you go about understanding if your customers are satisfied and engaged and how they're doing? And how does that all tie into the ecosystem of partners that you work with?
So, yeah, so we're big fans of the book "Measure What Matters" by John Doerr, and focusing on those metrics and things like OKRs. But so to think about metrics, we obviously focus on how many partners are still joining our program, and then how many seats are being added to our platform on a monthly basis. So we track those two things pretty closely, and every month, every quarter, every year is an up month, quarter, year, and of course we also do things like NPS to track how we doing for you. Would you recommend us to a friend or to a colleague? And so what we've been seeing is really strong numbers in that area. I mean, we've been performing over the last at least a couple of years at the highest level in our existence, for 15 years. So it's we're real excited. The team's doing a great job. We're making sure that we're listening to the channel, and they're the voice for us on what the customers really want and need. And so they vote with their pockets. They don't have to put customers on our network or on our platform, but they tell us all the time that they prefer us over the competition. So that's we're very thankful for that.
That's always a plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so do you feel or have a sense of where we go from here in regards to workforce stuff? Right now, we're working from home. Do we end up in more of a hybrid environment where there's some work from home and some in the office? I guess if I had to ask a crystal ball question, right? Where do you see us going from here?
Yes. Well, and I don't have a crystal ball, but my personal opinion is for sure this is going to this isn't going to stop in that they found out that some people just can't wait to get back to the office, but there's a lot of people who now want to work from home permanently. And then there's, of course, the in-between folks. So I think what this has done, at least for our company, it's proved that we can work from home and we can be as efficient, if not even more so than just, than driving in the office every day. And I think the same thing's going to happen for a lot of our partners and their customers. There's going to be a new mix of folks who want to work from home and can, And then of course there's those who can't, their job doesn't allow it, but maybe when they are remote, they can, they don't have to be completely disconnected because they've learned about all these tools. I'm amazed at how many people really weren't using any kind of video product or collaboration. I mean, we live it, so we just assume it's what everybody needs, wants and needs. But now everybody's been forced to do it, and they've found these things called Zoom or CoreDial's CoreNexa UC product and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's and they're like, wow, this stuff I don't have to travel as much. So I think you're going to have a lot of hybrids, and you're definitely going to have a lot of work from home. And for us, we think that opens up our ability to attract and retain great talent. The fact that we're now thinking that I don't need the person to be local and drive into my office. I want the best talent, and if they're camped out in Denver, Colorado, or California or Philadelphia, I don't care. Like, if they're good, they're good, and I want to enable them to join our team.
Absolutely. So what's next for you guys? For CoreDial, for the CoreNexa platform?
So, a lot of it is kind of, boring, same old, like we got to deliver high quality, reliable services to our customers, our channel and their customers.
Yeah.
But that's the foundation, right? So our first focus on everything we do is to do it in a high quality, reliable manner. Everything after that is delivering the features and functions and capabilities and integrations that our channel and the customers want. So workforce management was obviously a recent one. SMS was something we delivered earlier this year. So we have a UC client where you log in and it has everything right there for you. There's no downloaded software you have to load up. You just a Google Chrome browser, and you have not only internal company chat, but you also have SMS to the outside world, in and out. So people can run sales campaigns or have a distributed workforce and really work the way they want to work. Recently we've done integration with ConnectWise to help our channel, because our channels like to use tools like ConnectWise, ConnectWise being one of them. And so, our job is to help make our partners more efficient with features and functions, but also help deliver tools to their customers to help them be more efficient, effective. And for the end customer, it's make more money or save more money or improve customer experiences. And so it's just an ongoing march of delivering features, functions, integrations that the customers want.
Yeah, and that's so key. We're seeing now, and it's been for a while, but a big importance being placed on CX, right? The customer experience, and the realization that it's the customer's experience, right? It's not so much the brand or the company trying to define, that experience. Is how are they experiencing, your products and your services, and how do you help them, right? And then tie that into, your own internal employee experience, especially from like a customer support, perspective with agents and so forth.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's for sure. It's things like, the partner's experience. So we have to focus on both the channel partner.
Yeah.
So, because our platform has to serve their needs and make it easy for them to go from quote to cash. Right.
Yeah.
And then we have to make it also a product that delights their customers, so their customers really want to use it, and where they feel it helps improve communications, and help them either make money or save money. So yeah, it's kind of a fun business to be in, and it's always fun when the results are positive. And on the other hand, when people give us critical feedback or say things aren't exactly as they want, we quite frankly we rise to the occasion, and we run into those fires and say, great, we're going to solve that problem. We're going to be a great partner for you. We're going to be somebody customers can trust.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alan, for joining us today. Any final thoughts?
Hey, no, it's my pleasure. No, my only final thought is, as an Eagles season ticket holder, they just gave me the option to defer my tickets to 2021, and I did that because I can't imagine being in a stadium. But other than that, I can't wait to see everybody in person.
Yeah.
And for us to get on the other side of this COVID thing and everybody.
Dave is a Giants fan, so
I know. Fly, Eagles fly. But
sorry about that.
I know, but
I do have one
Alan,
question. And Nicki, you asked a question which was kind of granular on workforce management and metrics. I was wondering I think it'd be better from Alan's position if we can talk about metrics and, some of the the ways that potential partners should assess cloud communications providers. I think if you guys don't mind, I think that would probably be more germane for Alan.
Sure.
Yeah. So thanks, Glenn. I appreciate that. Look, there are a lot of options out there for channel partners. We're certainly one of the longest standing and most trusted brands. And I think that we've seen some, smaller competitors kind of cobble together a bunch of technologies and try to copy our model, and that's certainly possible. But at the end of and then larger competitors who sell direct and indirect, and now want to try to endear the channel to them as well. But ours is really, I think, from a metrics perspective, we measure the rate of the number of new partners joining our program continues to be extremely strong, and partner retention is it's crazy, like a 10-year plus lifespan. So they join us and they stay with us, and they do so because we're operating in the 5 nines from a reliability perspective. They're able to have more control, more influence over the provisioning and delivery of services and support of services. And they're able to make unprecedented margins. I mean, nobody's really, we don't strive to be the cheapest, and you can find maybe cheaper, but we strive to be the best with margins that are kind of off the charts. And so I think those are some of the themes, and there's lots of metrics behind those, but I don't know if that's what you're going for, Glenn, but it's we are 100% channel, and focused. So there's no channel conflict. We don't sell direct. We don't, they don't bring us a customer and they have to worry about us stealing it. They also don't have to worry about that. We've cobbled together 50 different technologies. We're just selling somebody else's soft switch. Like, we own the whole stack, so we can control our own roadmap. We can commit to them what we're doing, and then we can do it, and don't have to run the risk of, our soft switch provider just sold their company, or they changed their pricing strategy, or their feature roadmap doesn't match ours. Like, we don't have those problems. So I'm not sure if that.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and it's good to have those measures. And also, I think one of the things from what I've noticed is that the channel becomes an extension, right? Where it's not blocking you. You're still providing and serving the customers, but the channel extends it, and so it's the ecosystem, right? And I think the ecosystem is key. If you look at any major ecosystem, that's the key part of success, especially in serving customers.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep.
Thank you so much, Alan. This has been great, and hopefully we can come back in a couple of months' time to see how things are going. That'd be great.
Sounds great, David. And thanks, Nicki. It really was nice chatting with you, and stay safe, stay healthy, and onward and upward.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.